This is Easter Island. It's also known as Rapa Nui. It's a remote volcanic island in the southeastern Pacific Ocean, about 3,500 kilometers off the coast of Chile, which is the country that it's actually a part of. And this island is famous for nearly 900 giant stone statues known as moai. These were carved by the island's native people between 1100 and 1600 CE. But how did they move these huge statues? Well, that's one of the many mysteries surrounding this remote island. Stay tuned until the end to find out more. And while you're doing that, why don't you show your support if you've enjoyed this video so far by clicking the like button? That would be massive. Thank you. The indigenous people of Rapa Nui have their own name for the island. They call it Rapa Nui, which roughly translates into the land of the long-enduring people. The name Easter Island comes from the English explorer who discovered it during his voyage in 1775. He named it after the Christian holiday Easter because he had come across the island on Easter Sunday. Easter Island has an area of just 162.5 square kilometers, and it's home to around 7,750 people. The highest point on the island is a volcano called Oweno, which rises 505 meters above sea level. The island has two main settlements, Hanga Roa, which is home to around 4,000 people, and Orca Hope, which has a population of just over 2,000. As mentioned, most famous feature of Easter Island are the almost 900 giant stone statues, called moai, that can be found here. The word moai means inward gaze or ancestor spirit. These statues represent ancestral chiefs or other important figures, and some of them are up to 10 meters tall and weigh more than 12 tons. Most of them are about 4 meters high, though. They were all built between 1100 and 1600 CE, but it's not known exactly when. The moai were made from tuff, a type of volcanic rock. This was blasted out of the slopes of Rano-Raraku, a volcano on the island, using stone tools. The moai were then placed on stone platforms called ahu, which acted as raised ceremonial areas. Each platform held one or more statues, some of which were also accompanied by smaller statues known as moai kopi. Some of the moai also have pukao atop their heads, which are large red hats that were placed there during later ceremonies. It's thought that the moai were created during a time of peace and prosperity for the islanders, but it's not known exactly why they were built. Many of them appear to face inland towards the population centers, but it's thought that they were actually meant to face out to sea where the ancestors came from. Perhaps they were symbolic representations of the islanders' connection to their heritage. The statues were constructed right up until European contact in the 18th century, at which point the Rapa Nui people were decimated by disease brought over by Europeans and warfare with the settlers. The Rapa Nui language is thought to belong to the same family of languages as that spoken in Tahiti, and it's thought that the ancestors of the Rapa Nui people arrived here from the Society Islands in the 8th century CE. It's believed that they were skilled navigators who traveled in large double-hulled canoes and that they brought chickens, pigs and rats with them when they settled the island. Evidence suggests that the population of the island peaked around 12,000 sometime in the 14th century. By the time European ships began visiting the island in the 18th century, in addition to the moai, Easter Island is also home to a number of petroglyphs and other archaeological sites. These include the Rano-Raraku, which is the volcano from where the moai statues were carved, the Ahu Tongariki, which is the largest ceremonial platform with 15 moai statues still standing, and the Orongo Ceremonial Village, which is located on the rim of a crater lake. This village was occupied between 1200 and 1680 CE, and it's thought that the inhabitants were Birdman cult members. Every September, the islanders competed to retrieve the first egg laid by a sooty tern that had flown over from the nearby island of Pitcairn. The winner of this competition was believed to be the incarnation of the Birdman god, Tangaroa. Easter Island was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1995. This was because of its unique cultural significance and the fact that it contains some of the most outstanding examples of statuary in the world. The site covers an area of 201.4 hectares and includes the Rano Raraku, the Ahu Tongariki, and several other Moai sites. If you want to get to the island, then you need to take a plane as there are no roads or tracks connecting it to any other land. You can fly to the island from Santiago, Chile, or from Tahiti. There are no cars on the island, and the only way to get around is on foot or by bicycle. Now back to those statues. How were they moved across the island? This is one of the great mysteries of Easter Island. It's not known exactly how the islanders managed to move the statues, but there are a number of theories. One theory is that they used a system of ropes and pulleys to slide the statues across the island. Another theory is that they used a network of wooden rollers to transport the statues. Some researchers believe that the islanders may have used a combination of both methods. It's also possible that they built a series of ramps and pathways to move the statues from place to place. This theory is supported by the fact that many of the statues appear to have been moved along straight lines. Whatever method they used, it's clear that the islanders were incredibly ingenious and that they had a sophisticated understanding of physics and engineering. When the explorer James Stewart visited the island in 1888, he reported that the islanders told him that they used a technique known as walking the statue. This involved placing a small fire under the statue, and when it became hot enough, they would gently rock it, and it would walk forward a few steps. It would then cool down, and they would repeat the process. While this sounds like a myth, it's similar to a technique that's used in modern times to move large objects without heavy machinery. This involves heating a metal plate that's placed under a heavy object, which causes the object to expand and contract, and eventually move forward. Archaeologists have recently discovered new evidence that may help solve the mystery of how the statues were moved. In 2017, they uncovered a network of roads and paths that were used to transport goods and people around the island. These tracks are thought to have been used to move the statues from the quarry to the ceremonial platforms. It's also possible that they played a role in the creation of the statues themselves. The tracks may have been used to bring the tuff to the quarry or to move the finished statues to storage areas. Further excavations are planned to learn more about these tracks and their role in the construction of the statues. While the mystery of how the statues were moved remains unsolved, it's clear that they are a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the Rapa Nui people. The statues are some of the most iconic in the world, and they continue to fascinate archaeologists and tourists alike. So there you go. Hopefully you learned something new about Easter Island. Did you know about the statues before? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to watch another video from this series, then click here. And if you want to watch another video recommended especially for you, then click here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.